Hey friends, welcome to Game Audio Analysis, the series where I play video games and then break down and explain the soundscapes and how they work. My name is Greg and I'm a sound designer for video games, and today we are playing Jusant, a action puzzle climbing game. It's super relaxed, very chill, amazing soundscape. And the audio team that worked on it and studio were Don't Nod. They are based in Paris, and the audio team is this. Also, Frederick Devanlay from Big Wheel Studio, which is a Foley studio and sound design studio, is absolutely incredible. Frederick is awesome. I had the chance to work with him on As Dusk Falls. Here am I, here is Fred, and yeah, I'm really excited to jump into this game because it sounds so good. So, first off, we have some wonderful music in the background. And now when I press the button, listen to this UI. And interestingly enough, it sounds like the music here went into mono. We have it in monophonic mode for some reason. Okay, that was weird. Ooh, super slick buttons. I love the back button. Very like positive reinforcements. Great lock screen buttons as well. Cool organic layer on the letters. So I've already played this game once, but I created a new save for it now. Unfortunately, I had a mess up and had to re-record, so we're gonna start again. Beautiful. Such cool sounds as well. I love how they did that with the darkness. Very minimal soundscape here. So much room for the Foley to shine here. Beautiful. Oh, what a moment. Ooh, my controller just vibrated. I'm carrying something tiny. Oh, incredible. So, when we walk around, the soundscape is super minimal, but what we do know here, when we listen out, is we have lots of sounds of the character, Foley sounds. Okay, so what is Foley? Foley is essentially the sounds a character makes when interacting with the world. So for example, that could be footsteps and cloth movements, stuff like using equipment like a gun or in this case, rope, which we will see in a second. And the reason it's important is because it gives weight to our character and it makes the actions that you're doing believable, because they have a certain feedback behind them. So if I press a button and I hear that heavy sound of like the lever going, it's gonna feel satisfying and like I have some power and impact in the world. So let's listen again to what we're talking about. So here we have like all of the little equipment jingles from the player. We have the cloth. We have footsteps. And we have little scuffs. We can hear some dust kicking up as well. And when we jump, we have little exerts. Ooh. We just got some nice little jingles, UI feedback to tell us that we're doing the right thing. So here, every time we go up a ledge, we hear like a ding. That just reinforces like you're on the right way, you're doing good stuff. And this is where the magic happens. Now, this all sounds so cool. Like, this Foley is absolutely incredible. You can hear every single grab. So we basically have a grab sound that plays, and when I reach, we can hear the Foley cloth sounds. We have different material as well for the pipe. So each material has an on and an off. So take my hand on or off. And then we had some beautiful wood impacts here. Cool. So also the rope sounds super cool. But let's go quickly into how this actually works. So one of the cool things is that the game is in fact powered by Wise, and Wise is a audio middleware. Basically what it allows us to do is to plug sounds in and create different behaviors. So we have a lot of kind of little building blocks within Wise, which is the software that we can use to build stuff. So for example, if we look at the hands, so these are my terribly drawn hands. Hand pat, oh my god, that looks horrible. Hand pat on a stone. So we have a on, so we have one sound that's pat sound. And then we have a remove hand sound. And basically, both of these are a number of variations in sound. So there's basically a sound that plays every time we pat on, and it depends what sounds play based on the material as well. And so it's for both of those material dependent. And then for both the pat and the remove, so per material we have what we call a random container. And what that is, it's basically as you can imagine, like a container essentially, where we can put in sounds and they will play back at random. And so we can have like 5 different wood pat sounds in there. And then each time we play the wood pat sound, when we press the button on our controller and essentially the hand is patted against the wood, then we will hear one of those pat sounds. And it will play a different one each time. And then the same goes for the remove. So then we could have 5 wood remove sounds, removing the hand, of course. And then it would choose different ones. So sometimes it would choose 1, and the next time it would choose 3, then it would choose 5, then we will go back to 1, for example, and that way we have a lot of variation. Then we could also have multiple layers to this. So imagine that if you have a wood pat sound, and then maybe you also have like a generic pat sound, which again has like different sounds inside here. So we could have another 5 generic pat sounds. And then those are added up. So every time we put press the button and the hand goes onto the wood, we get a generic pat plus a wood pat. And so maybe we have sound 1 of generic pat and sound 3 of the wood pat. And so you can imagine then how that can give us tons of different variations when we have different combinations of layers. So with 3 layers we would then get way more combinations, and so you can build different sounds with layers to get more variation. Pretty cool. Anyways, let's try and climb some more, because we've been just like, I've been noodling around basically. And I need to go. Oh, that's a great sound for the lever. Also, let's have a listen to the ambiences. We can hear lots of creaking from the masts and the ships. We can hear distant birds. We can hear lots of wind. Lots of metal and wood creaks coming from here. And the way this works is literally there's a speaker on that thing, and it will just play randomly different creaking sounds at different times. So you could say we have a delay between 1 and 5 seconds, and then every time a sound plays, it gets reset, so then there's a chance that it plays in 5 seconds, then once it's done, it waits, then it plays again in maybe 3 seconds. And so we get a variation of different sounds through that. Okay, why the Foley is so good here is because there's a lot of detail in terms of the different movements. So this was hooked up in a really good way, so you have a lot of scuffs and stuff. And the scuffs is what make it sound really real and organic. So all of the movements in between and those micro movements. See, we get... It's that the paths of the different body parts match the velocity. So if I just go up slightly, the paths match the velocity. So there's a lot of detail and layers. So we would have a lot of, like, we would have foot, impact, rock, kind of like hard, medium, and soft probably. And so that way we can have very soft Foley and like more intense when you're jumping, for example. So you hear. This is just a wonderful game. It's so minimal, like the soundscape, but you really get so much from it because there's a lot of attention to detail in the little things. Like, they have lots of creative emitters here. Just sounds so cool. The spaces are really nice as well with the reverb. It sounds like an actual cave. And again, here the resonances of the wood, it sounds so organic and authentic and real. There's just a lot of, like, it's very high quality. There's not so many things here, but it's just really, really high quality stuff. I just wish there was a sharper snap at the very, very end. The micro movements feel so good. Like, climbing in this game just feels awesome. Because what I'm doing is I'm constantly having to, like, use the left and right triggers and then let go of them. So it really feels like I'm actually kind of climbing, and then I have to also use my use the joystick to move in which direction I want to go. Uh-oh. Let me just rest. Oh, this is also really cool. Like, the sound that your sailing up makes. And again, listen to the scuffs on the actual stone. Oh, and the insects. The insects are so cool. Yo! Listen to the insects. Oh, I can hear them. They're scuttling around the crabs. Hey, Mr. Crab. Come on, scuttle for me. Scuttle. There it goes. Oh, what was that? That was cute. See? If I jump onto a wall, my feet sounds are so much more intense. We have some music. Where do we need to go? Oh. I'm flying. Another sleep turning over stones at the old delta. Harvest 2 belay stations for parts. A good catch. That should be enough to reopen the route to the old cape. Otherwise, it's all smooth sailing. A couple of old lanterns I think I can revive. Folks used to throw this stuff away. Oh, and I finally caught an old knitting machine for the NEO. Who's been asking for one for cycles? Not in great shape, but we should be able to tinker with it. Still not sure how I'm going to haul it up to low tide though. Note to self, stop doing business with Rem. All he does is dismantle my discoveries and sell them for parts at the heights. Ouch. He claims to be a repairman, but he's nothing but a foam salesman. That's what. Oh, just the... Ooh, that was a nice squeak. Creak. We have some bells somewhere. Some wind chimes. Where are they? Wind chimes. Oh, there they are. How cool is that? Oh, I love that detail. This has a sound. See, those are the details that I love. And the chains. It's also wonderfully melodic. Where do we have to go? Ah. And... what do I have to do? I guess I have to... what do I do? Do this. Oh. Probably just this. Excellent. That worked. We'll take it. That was the most... oh, there was a click. That was so weird. What's in here? Huh. Nothing at all. But music. What, just kind of like sad music? Imagine just sitting here, chilling, eating your cereal or something, and making some things with a hammer. What a cool concept. Okay, so we get the chance to listen to this again, which is awesome. Basically, the audio is doing loads of storytelling here. They're just showing like the different things that are here, like the tools and stuff, and then they have sounds playing from the past of what it sounded like. How awesome is that? That is so cool. Amazing, amazing little gem here, doing heavy lifting storytelling with sound. Ooh, and the stinger, the musical stinger, the little doom with like the sound effect combo, very cool. So let's go up here. I love the detail of the birds flying away, like their wings. It sounds so cool. Ooh, little chime. Yiki, how are things with sawmill? At the sawmill, I can't read. Business has been slow at the restaurant. Almost no one came to the last music night, even though people are climbing down from all over. I know we don't play the shells anymore, but still. I was thinking that adding scaffolding to the side of the upside down cliff might help steer passers-by this way. I miss seeing a packed patio. Can you take care of it? I checked with the low tide and everyone agrees. Hey Mo, listen, these things happen. I hope one day you'll ask me to do something besides taking boats apart to make ladders. Like, if I'm free for a romantic dinner or two. Ooh, some romance, cheeky. Anyway, all good for you for your scaffolding. Since the village approves, I don't have much wood to choose from. After that new path to the plain I had to build, but still have a wreck or two left over. I'll get to it when the currents allow. Oh my god, this is so much. I owe you one, thanks. You're the best. By the way, do you ever run into old Sonia? I think she's rummaging around in your area right now. If you see her around, do you mind telling her I need a new hob for my oven? Mine's taking on water. In the meantime, set sail for the restaurant. I'm not sure how romantic it will be, but we can always share a half-cooked meal. Aww. So this is really interesting. I guess the whole premise of the game is that there used to be water here, and now there's no water and everything is abandoned. And so we're like, what happened here? And we need to get to the top of the mountain to find out, essentially. Let's go a little bit. Where do we need to go? Oh, see? There's even a little line here. How cool. That makes it easy for me to understand what I have to do. I love the little creature. And the music is so tastefully placed as well. Just minimal. Little vocal exertions as well. Oh, those are cool. I love that. Oh my god. These are incredibly cute. So obviously one of the big things is when you don't have a lot of sounds and the Foley is like really, really intense and loud, it means that we... Oh, there's a swing here. How cool is that? I want to go on that swing. Oh, I love swings. It means that we are really engaged with the character. It's very intimate. All the emphasis is on the character when the Foley is this loud and like main in the mix, which is obvious because this is like the... Oh, this is the story of the journey of this character. Fantastic. The voice acting here is awesome as well. Like, it just sounds really organic, the way all of the exertions are. Kind of just right. Ooh, nice. Oh, that was a great sound. Those are definitely not real flaps. They were done in Foley, in posts, yeah, probably by one of the sound designers, or Fred even. And let's see. And they were probably done with using like a feather dust or something like that, maybe. Do I even have to go over there? I don't know. Probably not, actually. Or do I? Oh, I have to go up there. See, sometimes I'm just not good at games. Gonna be honest. Right, I need to collect these again because this is stupid. Ah, whatever. I'm just gonna go up. Resting. So we just came into a state of intense, whatever it's called, exertion. And so what happens here essentially so we can hear we're engaging a low pass filter. And the heartbeat comes up. So this is quite interesting. If we go to our little explainer window here, I'm just gonna open a new window. So essentially, in games, often we have something called states. So they're called states or game states. And essentially, what they are things like you are dead, you are alive, you are wounded, you are underwater. And when something like that happens, we can change the entire soundscape and the mix. So for example, let's say in this case we are exerted. I hope this is spelled correctly, exerted. And so the characteristics is when we switch into that state is the mix is low passed, and so pretty much everything is low passed, entire mix. I haven't heard the music yet. Oops. So here the mix is low passed. Then we also start to play a sound, so we play heavy breathing. Heavy breathing. And we also play a heartbeat. I made this a bit weird. Play heavy breathing, play heartbeat. And then once we come out of that layer back into rested, for example, then the mix goes back to normal. Also, we have we basically stop these sounds, and then we play potentially, I think there was like a little kind of whoosh sound, and that whoosh sound just helps the transition from the exerted state into the rested state. So we can listen to that again if we want to, but I might not make it up then. So there we go, we hear it's low, it's getting low passed. Getting even more low passed. We hear the heartbeat. So we just heard a scream with a delay. So we have a delay as well now, which is interesting. Right, now when we rest. Okay, there's in fact no sound to make the transition different, so that was actually a incorrect statement from me. Alright, we made it. And we are rested again. Listen to the ambiences in here. Awesome. It's very quiet. Lynn's gone to the heights to ask to extend the site. With the boss gone, the wind's gone out of our sails when it comes to digging. It's not such a bad thing. Lifting boxes, crates and barrels is my area of expertise, but shifting their old stones at the slightest pitch and roll, everyone's knees start quaking. Anyway, I was just getting used to the idea of working with archaeologists, making myself useful again, and already the work's dried up. I doubt it'll all start up again. I don't see how we can move forward. How about you? How are things in low tide? Is Dee Dee still refusing to go to school? My love, I'm so happy to hear from you. We miss you so much, Dee Dee says. I'm homeschooling her and I'm very much out of my depth. Do you remember the names of all the regions of the tower? I don't think I remember even learning that. I gave Dee a homework assignment about the old altar to keep her busy for a while. She's supposed to copy the design. I ended up going with her. It'd been ages since I'd last ventured behind the village. I'd forgotten how dark it is. But you know, Dee, she's gutsy, and she's enjoying diving into the past just like you. Speaking of which, have you archaeologists finally found out how the tides work? They've been digging for a while now. Get it? Do you know when you'll be able to come back up here? Ooh, something about digging. Very interesting. Is there anything else here? No. Doesn't look like it. Oh, I guess there's some cool, probably Easter egg archaeology. Something about birds. Anyway, I think this is a excellent place to stop. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you really enjoyed the episode. If you want to see more of my face, then feel free to check out the channel and subscribe. Also, if you want to catch me and chat to me, you can find me on airwiggles.com. And if you want to learn more about game audio, then head to gameaudioloarning.com. See you next episode and have a wiggly day.